A very good morning to all. Now, today we will see that how we can explore IBM Cloud to develop a project on machine learning, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. This is something which is going to rule and the technology of 2024. So let's explore the IBM Cloud and see that how this IBM Cloud can be used to make the projects for machine learning. In this video today, we will see that what are the resources which we are going to use for this project. Then we will develop a small project which will predict and train the machine that whether the bank should give credit to certain customers or not. So we will analyze the data and all the things would be done in few seconds with the help of IBM Cloud. So just to accustom ourselves that how does the structure looks like, the first step is definitely you have to log in into this IBM Cloud. Then once we log in, this is the catalog service of the cloud. The catalog is like a menu card of a restaurant which provides you what are the different menus, dishes which are available in the restaurant. Similarly, in this catalog, these are the different categories which the IBM Cloud provides to us. To name some: compute, containers, networking, storage, machine learning. So there are 26 services of machine learning which are available in this IBM Cloud to us. We'll be using two services today. So to begin with, the first thing is we require a storage where we can store our project, where we can store our data and all these things. So for it, we'll be using cloud object storage. So in the catalog, search for object storage and it comes over here, cloud object storage. Remember that we have, if you are having a paid account, it is good. Otherwise, like if we are having a free account, so we'll choose the free option. And when you come down, you can configure your resource. You can give the name to your resource so that you come to know that this particular storage instance you are using for this thing. So we give it a name. Let's give a name, first project. So you can give any name you wish, and in a free account you can have only one resource. So if in case you are having a paid account, so you can have more than one resource. So to distinguish that what resource you are using for what purpose, you have to give this name first project or whatever name you wish to give. If you do not wish to give the name, you can go by the default name whatever has come. After giving the name, what you have to do is you have just to click create. Once you click create, this resource from catalog is added into your resource list. So after being created, it depends upon the internet speed. Okay, so now the resource is going to be created. Now we can check whether it has been added or not. Just click on this hamburger menu and go to this resource list. It shows you the resources which are available in your account. So it shows me over here cloud storage first project. So this was the resource which I asked for it and it is available. All other resources you see, they are zero because I have deleted all the resources, other resources. Now again we click on catalog, and over here another important resource which we are going to use the service is Watson Studio. Now this Watson Studio is basically a magic from IBM which is providing you tools, services to build your projects. So we will take this Watson Studio for our project today, and the step is you search catalog Watson Studio. Then remember to select a location. You can choose any location. It is prescribed to choose Dallas for free plan, so we choose US South Dallas as a location and a free plan has already been clicked. And over here also you can give a name to the service, so I'll give the same name, that is first project. If you want to give some tag, you can give some tags. You can give some access management tags. It is all up to you. If you want to give, then click on read the terms and agreements. So this is a free plan, no need to worry about terms and agreement. Just click on this license agreement and create. Once created, this Watson Studio would be services would be enabled, and we'll be able to see them in our resource pool under artificial intelligence category. So let's check again under artificial intelligence category whether this is available or not. See, so this Watson Studio first project is there in our resources. So click on this resource which we have recently added, and it opens like this. Now this is the Watson Studio in Cloud Pak for data and Watson X. So this is a Watson Studio. You can use it in two ways. One is at Watson X and the second is for Cloud Pak for data. So for today class we'll be using it for Cloud Pak for data. So click on launch in IBM Cloud Pak for data. Once it's logged in, this screen will come over here, and in your case if you are using it for the first time, it may ask your username and your password, your email account, your phone number. So just enter those details and then this screen will open. Now it is saying that you have to provision a Watson machine learning services for it, because we have not initialized any machine learning services. We have used this Watson Studio, but we have not used any provision for machine learning. So click on next and let's associate a Watson machine learning service for it. Okay, so in my case, this Watson machine learning service UA, this has already been associated. Region is Dallas, so it says select a region, and region is already selected Dallas. So we use this Watson machine learning service also with us. Just click on create. So we have chosen a Watson machine learning service also. We could have changed the name over there also, but we didn't change the name. We skipped the name change. Now after choosing this Watson machine learning service, we are set to begin our project. These were the three services which are required for this first project. After setting these three services, we are set to begin our project. So it gives us two options. One is a sample project, a pre-built project from Watson Studio, or a new project. So let's take a new project today, that we'll be building our own project and choosing a new project. Then we click on next. After clicking on next, you can see over here it asks for the name, the description, and the storage, which we have already chosen, that cloud object storage first project. So we give the name to the project. Again we call it first project. It asks for the description. This is optional, so we will say that it is a risk predicting project. What is it? It predicts the risk depending upon the credits, that whether the, then there are three controls that restrict who can be a collaborator. So by default it is clicked that who can collaborate in your project. You can restrict people, you can make your project sensitive, and you can allow reporting on asset metadata. So these are the three controls. So we'll use only by default control, and then we will click on create. So with this, what happens? The new project is being created. Once this new project is being created, we move to this assets. So this is, you have created a project, you have built a base of the project. Now having said all these things, you are ready to go with your project. Now the machine is ready, the name of the project is there. What we have to do is we have to put that data in the project, the data which we wish that the machine should be trained on this data, and then the prediction should be done. So we click on assets. After clicking on asset, we wish to add the data asset. So on the right hand side you can see drop data files or browse the data. So we click over here and we browse the data from the system. We have already opened the data. So this is the data which is freely available on GitHub. So I'm sharing the same data for German credit data, bias training data, which is freely available on GitHub. And what is this data all about? I'll show the data also, so things will become more clear. So let's explore the data. So let's explore the data with it. That what is the data which we are putting. So see, this data has got 21 columns, a huge amount of data, and it has got 1000 rows. So 1000 people's data. It tells how much time for being the loan has been sanctioned, he has taken, what is the credit history, the existing savings of the person, the employment duration, the installment period, his sex, his male, female, current residential, shaving insurance, housing है नहीं है, telephone, and this is the output of the data. So it is a labeled data which predicts that whether you give a loan to a person, you are on a risk or on no risk. So outputs are already there, risk and no risk. Machine will be trained on this data and then it would be tested. The output would be to choose the best algorithm which works on this data, and finally you can use that model for your data sets, for your predictions. And another beauty which you can see is this was the review of the data set. You can even visualize the things that depending upon the data which you have input, this Watson Studio gives you so many tools. So I'm just showing certain tools of it that you can create a chart for it. For x-axis, suppose I choose age, and y-axis I choose risk. And let's see that depending upon the age and the risk, that if this is these peoples are on no risk for these ages and people for these are for risk, so we can choose different things. For example, we can say checking status is I think it is, we should take some other, just hold on, we say existing credit counts. So depending upon existing credit counts, these things are no risk and risk. So we can even visualize the things over here, and feature group is also there. So these things are about, you can even see the data, you can even change the data, you can visualize the data, you can draw different types of charts, line charts, you can have different type of actions on it, download the details, download the images for it. If you are making a research paper, you can use it for downloads of your images and all. Then again we click on this first project, we go back to our project, the main part. So a quick revision. Up till now, what we have done is we have provisioned 3 services. We have made a sample project and given the data into that project. We have added the data. That's all we have done. Now let's start the technical part. So we click on new asset. And in this new asset, we'll be using, there are different tools you can use. So we are using Auto AI tool. It automatically analyze your tabular data and generate candidate model pipelines customized for your predictive model problems. So we are using an Auto AI tool. It will automatically generate the best pipeline. And again, it asks that what is the name which you want to give for this. So we give the same name. This is the first project. Description, we give risk analysis. This description is for your own, and it says that you are going to do this thing, so you have to associate a machine learning service instance. So we click on associate a machine learning service instance, and we have already created a machine learning service in the beginning, Watson machine learning, and we associate it with our project. Now, what has happened? This Watson machine learning instance has been associated with our project. It will provide us all the facilities of Watson machine learning, and it gives us 8 CPU and 32 GB RAM is given to us, and we say create. Now, what is happening at the back end is it is creating an asset for us. Now, this asset has been created on auto AI service from Watson Studio. Now this asset, this auto AI service wants that on which data I have to work. So either you can give a new data or you can select the data from the project. So we have already created a data asset in our project. So we'll click on data asset and we will take the data which is there present in our project. So it is exporting that data. So you can see columns 21, all the columns have been exported, and this is the data source. If you have got more data, you can give more data, and machine could be trained on more data. You can see the machine for more data. Now this data is not a time series analysis. It has nothing to do with time series. So we say this is nothing to do with time series. Second, it asks that what do you want to predict. तुम prediction आप किस चीज पे करना चाहते हो, कौन से column पे. So you want to predict on, definitely on risk, that whether there is any risk or not. Now as soon as you choose predict risk, it says binary classification, because either there is risk or there is no risk. So you see, we don't have to worry if we choose something other things, if then definitely the option would change. So we have chosen risk and it says that whether either there is a risk or there is no risk. So it is a binary classification risk. Now before we proceed to run this experiment, what is very important as a user side is this experimental settings. That what are these experimental settings? Prediction settings, your binary or multi class classifications, or time series or regression, time series anomaly. So we know that for this case only binary classification is available, and positive classes risk, specify the value in a prediction column to measure into the confusion matrix. So no risk, positive column, positive class, confusion matrix, positive and negative. Then there are optimization metric, that your experiment should be optimized for what. So we say our experiment should be optimized for accuracy. You can change if you want that it should be optimized for ROC, then your experiment can be optimized for ROC. If you want it could be for precision, you can take it for precision, but for us we will take it accuracy. So why I am sharing all these things, because this is one project we are running. You have to run it by changing these experiments, by changing these parameters depending upon your use. Optimize algorithm selection, score only or score and run time. So which algorithm you have to use for a score and run time. Then there are other things also, that what algorithms you want to include in this running. So there are 12 algorithms. Out of these 12, 11 have been selected by default, so we choose all the algorithms. Now all these 11, 12 to 12 algorithms have been chosen. Now this auto AI will test the specified algorithm and use the top performances to create model pipelines. So different pipelines would be selected, and we say that each algorithm generate 4 to 5 pipelines, and more algorithms can increase the runtime. So how many top algorithms to apply? So we say that you apply 2 algorithms or 3 algorithms. So let's say 3 algorithms to be applied. Okay, and it will run on these algorithms and top 3 algorithms to be applied. Then you can choose the fairness, enable fairness evaluation. Time series we don't want. Then data source. Now in data source you can even change in your data. Drop duplicate rows. If you want to drop the duplicate rows, this rows can be automatically removed. Then for features with no impact on model, do not remove, always remove, or remove it improves model quality. So we choose it, remove if it improves model quality. If there are features which do not impact on the model, those features should be improved. Then there are other things, if you want you can use those things. The number of vectors per column, automatically select text columns, at how much text engineering you want to do. Final training data only, or training data with holdout data, means how much data you want for training and how much data you want to store for other things. Then training data split 90% for trainings and 10% for testing, or you want to change it, you can even change it. So we have used it for 90 10. So you can, if you want, you can even change for training and testing. 86% training and how much for training. So it is always advised for more than 80, so we chase 90 10. So when you are doing it yourself, you can even change these things. So do and which features you wish to include. So it is saying checking loan duration, this loan amount. So during this testing, what we do, we improve this thing, male or female. We do not want to choose this thing male or female. And other thing we want to do is we can even remove other things also in it. Let's go on other things. Job dependence, telephone number. Okay, we say that telephone number is not required for us. Age is important. Owns property is important. So this, whether he's owning a property, whether what is the installment plan. So we have removed two features that we do not want our machine to check these features from the data. It is there in the data, but we are not including it in our data. So this is how you can change that what are the features on which the machine should run. Then this is the runtime part, that how much iterations it should done, what are the machine learning services we have to use. So we have already provisioned it, and then we click on save the settings. Now the prediction will be done on whether you should give loan or you should not give loan. When we click on run experiment, it takes ample amount of time to run the machine. Instead of two algorithms, we have chosen best three algorithms, so definitely time frame will increase more. So we have to wait for it, that it is running, it is preparing, and after preparing, see, it is preparing, and it takes time to show the results. Then finally you can save those results as a notebook or as a model, and you can use it for your purpose afterwards. So let's wait. In the meantime, it generates, it takes some time. We can show that you can even swap the view for these things, that what is happening. It is reading the data set, then it will split, then it will read the training data, then pre-processing, then different model selections. So still it is doing all these things. It is reading the data set. Once the machine reads, and it is an auto AI, then we will be able to see the pipelines over here, and it will predict the best pipeline with a star. So wait for the things to appear on the screen. So it is reading the data set, it is reading the data source, it is downloading the source data. The machine is doing these things itself. You do not need to do anything. So the data set has been read. Now splitting the data set. So we have split it into 90% and 10%. So it has splitted. Now it is reading the training data. Now pre-processing the data. It will exclude those features, the feature exception thing which we have said they do not include. Now model selection. So if we swap the view, it is now selecting the algorithms. And we have seen that out of those 11, 12 algorithms, to choose the best three algorithms. So it will generate 8 different pipelines for 3 algorithms, and currently fourth pipeline is being generated, and the third pipeline is giving the best result with 75% of accuracy. And these 4 pipelines are being generated, and yes, now the fourth pipeline is 75.4% accuracy. Snap boosting machine classifier is giving the best algorithm out of those 12 algorithms, the best performances of this. And we can see the results also. So other pipelines being generated. Now if you click on this snap, for the time being If we see the confusion matrix, so it generates that no risk 249, risk 83% correct, 75% correct. It is giving the correct answers for 75%. If we see the precision recall, this is the precision recall curve. If we want to see the model information, so this is a snap boosting classifying algorithm. If we see the model evaluation, we can see the ROC curve for the model evaluation, true positive sensitivity. So this is how the output is being generated, and the best is this snap boosting the pipeline 4, which has got these enhancements also, and it took approximately 38 seconds. After doing all these things, you have trained the machine, you have given a data to this auto AI, and it has predicted. You can use these features for further data for your work. What you have to do is you just have to save these results. Now you can save this as a model in your project just by clicking on the model and giving a name, and it will be saved in your IBM cloud. Or you can download the entire thing as a notebook. You can download the entire thing by creating a notebook and create, and you can save this notebook in your system. So this is how you can use this IBM Watson and IBM cloud to generate the artificial intelligence projects. This is how you can use the projects. So that's what we have learned today, and I believe that you will be exploring more and you will be learning more with these things. Thank you.